the Emily Tree has really, really helped me and friends of mine and other young women my age engage with politics when nobody else has bothered to do that.
Until you try, you never feel happy.
When we heard that more young people voted in the X Factor than in parliamentary elections, it was the final straw. For years we've been upset at the lack of women in politics, the lack of time given to so-called women's issues in lawmaking, and the lack of respect society has for the voices of women and girls. So we started the Emily Tree. We are a non-partisan, not-for-profit venture that aims to inspire young girls into politics and social action. I'm Alice.
And I'm Ciara, and we hope you enjoy our cack-handed first attempt at video making. When we did our first Emily Tree event last year, we didn't think the world or even Wandsworth needed us. What we did that day to mark the death of suffragette Emily Davison was pretty simple and a bit of fun.
With 50 girls, we ran a workshop on women's political representation to show how much we had achieved since Emily's time and how much we had yet to do.
With 21st century suffragette fire in bellies, everybody made personalised sashes and placards before singing and marching our way through London, led by Emily's ancestor, in full suffragette dress, of course. Then we sat in a park, ate loads of cake, heard from a variety of different inspirational women, wrote a load of promises and thank yous to female role models, and used them to decorate our temporary art installation, the Emily Tree. As we say, simple. Social scientists, anthropologists and governments have known for a long time now that when you educate a girl, you educate a community. When you empower girls to speak up and make changes, you elevate entire countries. At the Emily Tree, we passionately believe that young women are an untapped resource that this country needs to progress, to be democratic, and to make good law. We heard once that if you don't have a seat at the table, you're probably on the menu, and the recent changes that we've seen here back this up. Only 23% of our MPs are women, and when you look at what proportion of those are from black, minority or ethnic groups, are disabled or LGBT, the figures are more than upsetting. And what sections of society were most severely hit in the recent austerity measures? Well, women, black, minority or ethnic groups and disabled people.
A lot of young people, particularly young women, feel quite detached from politics because it's all full of, old white men.
Underrepresentation is a problem across the political spectrum. Simply put, our government is not representative of the society it claims to stand for, and that is a recipe for bad law. We cannot make good law until at the very least we have a sensible number of women in Parliament. Our solution is simple. So simple, in fact, we couldn't believe that someone wasn't already doing it, and that there was such an appetite for it.
Currently, we run free events for teenage girls to introduce them to social issues that may affect them, connect them with like-minded girls, as well as seasoned activists and MPs, and ultimately support them to raise their voice, make a difference to something that they care about.
We help them to pick their battles, and then we help them to fight them.
I particularly enjoyed their last event, the picnic that was held, and I gave a speech there, and I don't think I would have ever been able to do that without the really lovely support that they provide, but also that they encourage between other activists and young girls. I not only learnt a lot, but I also felt like I connected with other young women who felt the same way about issues, and I feel like there's a place where I can go if I have an issue or an idea that I want to expand and potentially try and sort out. And no, it's really great. Their support and encouragement is really great. It's great.
We didn't necessarily expect it, but our combination of crafting, talks and cake seems to work. People who've worked with young people for years, as well as lifelong campaigners and MPs, said that the atmosphere of collaboration and creativity with girls of this age and background was something they just hadn't experienced before.
Currently, there is no easy, informal and unpressured way for young women to try out ideas, or even just to learn more. The feedback we've had from girls for whom it was their first encounter with these ideas was that the environment felt safe, it felt inspiring, but most importantly, informal and not at all like school.
Open any newspaper and you'll hear of how rubbish young people are today. They're disengaged and disillusioned and only interested in watching cat videos on the internet. We don't think so. From what we've seen, they only need the smallest bit of encouragement and support to engage and speak up.